Dear brothers and sisters, let us continue the book Reading Reality at Dawn, written by Babaji Maharaj, chapter Realization. The composition of a man also is exactly the same as that of the universe. Just as behind this solid external universe, there are innumerable others of the finer and still finer type, so behind this gross physical form of a man, there are numerous finer and still finer forms of existence. The outermost form is the gross body or sthul sharir, behind which there exists the astral body, sukshma sharir, and the causal body, karan sharir. Besides these three outer forms, there are innumerable other ones which are so fine and subtle that thinkers do not call them as bodies but only as fine coverings round the soul. It is really very difficult to put a name for each one of them, which may be countless. With all these innumerable forms, from the finest to the grossest, the man is in existence in the material world as a true copy of the universe or the entire manifestation of God, represented by a complete circle from the outermost circumference to the innermost center or zero. Now, the innermost center or zero of a man's existence and that of God's manifestation is really the same. Realization of God means the same as the realization of self, and vice versa. All the universe came into existence from the same point, the zero, through the process of evolution. Similarly, man's existence too developed from the same point. Before the time of creation, the only thing in existence was the root cause, and the whole universe as we see it today was merged in it in the most subtle form, everything losing its individual identity. Now the center, like the tiny seed of the tree, included within itself the whole of the universe in the most subtle form. It was thus the extremely abridged form of the same expanded manifestation as we see today. Thus, the center, the latent motions, and the entire creation in the most subtle form all combined together as one unit, led to be the cause of creation when time came. At the time of creation, everything began to assume a form of existence. Man also assumed his individual existence. The consciousness of individuality was the first covering in the composition of the man. Further additions continued, one after the other. Egoism began to develop and ultimately assumed a grosser form. The working of mind, senses, and faculties began to contribute their share towards grossness. Actions of the body and the mind led to the formation of sanskaras. Finally, now the man exists in the grossest form, consisting of the outer gross body and inner finer bodies and coverings. Now, from this outer solid state of existence, we march right towards the center, passing through finer states, one after the other. From gross body, we come to the mind body, and then to the causal body, growing finer or more subtle at every step, and proceed on further dealing with other coverings. The process generally adopted for it is classified under three heads: karma, action, upasana, devotion, and jnana, knowledge, which offer common basis for all the different religions and creeds. The four elementary means, sadhana chatushtaya, adopted for the purpose are almost the same everywhere. Here, Babuji Maharaj is explaining us about the similarities of the existence of man as well as that of the universe. The composition of a man is exactly the same as that of the universe. How? Just as behind this solid external universe, there are innumerable others of the finer and still finer type. Similarly, behind this gross physical form of Man, there are innumerous finer and still finer forms of existence. The outermost form is the gross body, that every day we look at it and we take care of it, we feed it. So we are very much aware of it. That is, our gross body is Sthula Sharir. And behind this, there exists the astral body, that is Sukshma Sharir, and the causal body, Karan Sharir. Besides these three outer forms, there are innumerable other ones which are so fine and subtle that thinkers do not call them as bodies because they are innumerable. We cannot count them. So they named it as fine coverings around the soul. Because we cannot name it individually. It is very difficult as they are countless. So with all these innumerable forms, from the finest to the grossest, the man is in existence in the material world as a true copy of the universe or the entire manifestation of God, represented by a complete circle from the outermost circumference, that is our grosser body, to the innermost center or zero, that is the main reason or the center for this existence or the entire universe. Now, the innermost center or zero of a man's existence and that of God's manifestation is really the same. So, the center of man and the center of this universe is one and the same. A realization of God means the same as the realization of self, and vice versa. That means God realization is nothing but self realization, and self realization is nothing but God realization. All the universe come into existence from the same point, the zero, through the process of evolution. And similarly, man's existence too developed from the same point. See, now, just I would like to share few thoughts of mine regarding the clarification of existence of this solid form, that is gross body, and then Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body, and then the causal body. See, here we are very much aware of our grosser body and also the universe in its gross form. Generally, when people speak about the earth, they refer to the soil that is existing beneath our feet, isn't it? But the real earth, as per the research of the scientists and according to the satellite imageries, it is entirely different. So now, human beings started recognizing the real form of earth. Similarly, the other manifestations of God, this entire solar system. Similar to this solar system, we don't know how many solar systems are existing, how many suns or stars are there in this universe, isn't it? Just we are like a frog in a well. Just we can identify very few things which are surrounding us. But this entire universe, it is infinite. His creation is beyond our imagination. Similarly, just as a manifestation of God, we human beings are also existing on this earth. We have our own form, grosser form. Everybody will identify ourselves with it, isn't it? But according to Babuji Maharaj, he's saying that human body, which presently we are sensing it, it is a grosser body. There exists a subtler body and also the causal body. Then, if we peep deep into it and think about it, we'll definitely come to know about all these three bodies. One already we are aware, the other two also we will be aware. If we just think about it sensitively. So what is that? How to know about this? Just till we go for bed, whatever the activities that we do, it is through our grosser body only and by the command of our mind, isn't it? And guidance of our heart. As soon as we go to bed, whether we can see our gross body, as soon as we close our eyes, no. Are we not there? Yes. Then what is that? That is our subtle body. That is the Sukshma Sharir. And many dreams will come to us. And we are very much there in that dream. And some world is also there in that. But it is not this physical world, what we are seeing every day. It is something in its subtle state, I can say. So, behind this grosser world, there is a subtle world. Similarly, behind this gross body, there is a subtle body, isn't it? After some time, we will go to deep sleep state of condition, where even the consciousness of this subtle body or grosser body, it has gone already, because when we enter into this subtle body, the consciousness of grosser body will drops out. And when we enter into our causal body, even the consciousness of this subtle body will be lost. We don't know where we are. Just after coming down again to this plane, then we will identify, yes, I got into a deep sleep state of condition. That sleep was very good. Actually, I experienced a very good sleep today, we will say that. Then, are we there or not? Yes, there also we are there. Then what is that? That is causal body. See, this soul, Atman, it actually travels from one plane to the other plane for a particular duration. It stays in this solid or grosser body, and then again to that sukshma, that is subtle, and again to the causal body. But behind this causal body till the soul, there are innumerable layers which cannot be named. That's what Babuji Maharaj is saying. To know about all those things, what we have to do? Babuji Maharaj has did the research, being in his superconscious state of condition. So, dear brethren, to know about all these things. Just as a theory, we can know it, but it is not the true knowledge. If at all we want to know it in a real sense, we should also go up to that level and do the research. That's why Babaji Maharaj has mentioned in his books that this regular sadhana is up to certain extent. After reaching that stage, each and individual abhyasi should do the research to know about that infinity or that ultimate reality. And further, this manifestation has come from that innermost center or zero. Similarly, man's existence. So, the center of the man as well as the center of the God's manifestation is one and the same. Thus, the realization of God means the realization of self, and the realization of self means the realization of God. And before the time of creation, the only thing in existence was the root cause, and the whole universe as we see it today was merged in it in the most subtle form, losing completely its individual identity. Now the center, like the tiny seed of a tree, see how it lost its identity and it was there in that center. For that, Babaji Maharaj is giving an example. Like a tiny seed of the tree. When we sow that seed into the soil and when we nourish it with water and manure and everything, just it buds out and starts growing into a plant. And after that, like a tree, huge tree. Where was the tree earlier? It was there and very well there in that seed, losing or merging its complete individual identity. When it has been nourished, it started flourishing out. And it has taken its shape and identity. Similar way, man also took his identity. That was the first layer or covering around that center. That identity was the first layer. After some time, the layer after the layer started forming around that identity, and it became the ego or the grossest form of human being or man. In addition to this egoism, the working of mind, senses and faculties began to contribute their share towards the addition of grossness. Actions of the body and mind, it led to the formation of sanskaras. Finally, now the man exists in the grossest form and consisting of the outer gross body and inner finer bodies and coverings. Now what we have to do? We have to go back from this outer solid state of existence towards the center, passing through finer states one after the other. From gross body we come to the mind body and then to the causal body, growing finer or more subtle at every step, and proceed on further dealing with other coverings. See, This is our journey. This is our spiritual journey, real spiritual journey. It's not simply doing meditation or cleaning. What for we are doing it? We are doing it to cross all these layers. And the cause, that root cause, we have to reach that root cause of our manifestation. Because for everything there is a cause. Similarly to this universe also. For the creation of this universe, there was a center and there was a root cause. Without any root cause, no action will be taken place. For example, soil grows so many pulses, fruits, vegetables, everything. Why? What for? For cooking, isn't it? Why we have to cook the food? To eat. That is the next reason. Reason behind the reason. And then, what is behind that? Because we feel hungry. We want to eat. That is the reason again behind that reason. And further, why? Because we have stomach, we have appetite, and we are born as human beings. Isn't it? That is the root cause. Similarly, creation was the root cause. The cause behind this entire manifestation is creation. That made this present universe to exist. And further, what Babaji Maharaj is saying, that we have to proceed back, march towards our origin, where from our creation has started. The process generally adopted for this is classified under 3 heads, that is karma, action, upasana, devotion, and jnana, knowledge, which offers common basis for all the different religions and creeds. Karma, action, deeds. So usually elders will say that do good deeds or good actions, sat karma, because our life is based on our action. How we do, what kind of actions we do, our life will be like that. And similarly, how much we are devoted towards God. Just as Babaji Maharaj told us in the previous satsang that love Him for the love's sake. That is the true devotion. If we are really true devotees, then definitely we will achieve our goal within no time. And jnana, knowledge, know about yourself, know about thine. Because knowing in a deeper perspective, it gives us knowledge. That knowing or knowledge is not like reading a book or knowing about the things. It is the experience. You experience it from your heart, then you will gain the true knowledge. So these 3 things are common basis for all different religions and creeds. And the 4 elementary means sadhana chatushtaya adopted for the purpose are almost the same everywhere. So with this, dear brethren, let us conclude today's satsang and know more aspects in the forthcoming satsang. Till then I take leave. Pranams. Namaste.
Mm-hmm.